Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 11 of the Enlightened Normal Dudes. I'm Shaun. Are you sure you're Cory?
Am.
Okay. The last time I think you were Jack Sparrow.
That was a few times ago,
How was
and then
it?
I was a couple other characters, but this afternoon
I
or
think
this
we're going to have a
evening
serious
or
discussion tonight.
yes, yes. I'm
Serious
speaking the
discussion.
Queen's English this evening.
How was that final episode of Stranger Things for you?
Everybody's bugging out. I think it was just fine. I just think it kinda followed, like, not quite as bad as Game of Thrones, but similarly in that they just took the easiest path, but I still think they executed it better than Game of Thrones. It was like, "Alright," but it would have been cool if there was a couple twists or something, but no
I
twists.
thought it was
Just
I thought it was pretty good. I think they really dropped the ball by not doing the secret episode.
the funny thing is, I just don't even think that was like on their radar. I think that once that took off and became like a huge thing, Netflix secretly was probably like, "Oh my god, if we had done that, it would have been amazing,"
Oh
and
my,
it would
yeah,
have.
it
But I
would have
just
been
don't even
amazing.
think because you have all these people like looking at things and they're like, like the when they put up their Dungeons and Dragons binders and it says XLI. Like I don't think that was an actual
I
thing.
don't think that there was a lot of things on there that are that weren't like I don't think they were actually there.
Sure.
Like the clues. I don't think they were actually clues.
Right. Like but I think it's awesome that people care about the show so much that they're just looking for stuff. But yeah, I, I wish too. I'm
So I
sure the
mean,
Duffer Brothers wish too.
it was said that they were just leaving the final episode to everyone's imagination, basically.
Yeah, and I felt a little let down until the final scene with them playing Dungeons and Dragons. And just the way that they did that, I was like, you know what? They really brought it like full circle. I was like, all right. And
Yeah,
yeah, they left it up to everybody. So what do you think? You think Eleven's alive?
she's alive.
Yeah,
I think she was a projection whenever the winds took her away.
I agree. I think that what I didn't even think about initially, and then somebody pointed out because obviously people were pointing out all the different stuff and like that she could have been a projection and that the other girl, was like still alive. But what I hadn't considered was that not only was the other girl still alive, but she wasn't even shot. Because remember, when she gets shot, you don't see it happen. But then when
Yeah,
Hopper looks, she sees that she's shot. But later on, when Eleven and Hopper get up to the top of the building and they meet the crazy dude who took down the helicopter, she doesn't have any blood on her hands. So, like, I don't even think that that chick got shot. I think she just stayed behind. And yeah, but
everyone was in Vecna's mind the entire season.
that would be crazy. I mean, the cool thing is like they can always 5 years from now,
Yeah,
and they probably will, depending on how these kids' careers go, maybe they don't
pr-
take off as much as they
probably be over it at that point.
I don't know, man. People are crazy.
Maybe, I don't know. They're doing the
I
Nancy
mean,
Wheeler spinoff, so
Dexter's still killing it. Ha!
Dexter.
Did you
Did
ever
you
watch
notice
Dexter?
that in the final episode with Will when he was at the bar that they showed what's his name? Dahmer, Jeffrey Dahmer
Mhm. So
next
he's in
to him.
Milwaukee? Yeah.
Yeah, he was in Milwaukee.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
was a pretty crazy caveat.
Yeah, and then see, that's the type of stuff that makes people wonder, like or makes them believe all these little things can't be coincidence because these guys, like, pay such an attention to detail.
Sure.
Who knows, man? Wouldn't it be crazy if, like, they did a whole thing like, now I'm gonna be hyping everybody up. Like, what if it's all true, but then they wanted to hype everybody up, then have the letdown, then finally drop it out of nowhere?
It could be. I mean, I doubt it at this
No,
point, but I
I
mean,
doubt
you
it
never
too.
you never know.
But no, it was cool. The whole thing was just everybody sending it dude, my buddy, the tattoo artist that, you know, I've, shown some of his links to his stuff on here. He was sending me stuff just like you were, and he's like, "Dude, I'm telling you, it's real. Conformity Gate's real, man. That episode's dropping." I'm like, "I don't know, bro. I don't know."
Mm, I think if it was gonna drop, it would have by the 12th. You know when they put the
Yeah,
behind the scenes out.
yeah. I genuinely don't even think that I mean, The truth is probably somewhere in the middle. Maybe those things really aren't coincidences. Maybe people really are picking up on stuff, but maybe they just never thought it would take on that big of a thing and, like, never thought to do, like, a secret episode.
Supposedly, there is a ninth episode that is actually confirmed, but it was never meant to make it to the air. It was off screen. Even the bottom, basically, the whole time says off screen, and I don't know what it looks like because obviously it wasn't ever aired or
Yeah.
never put out publicly.
Did you see at all that, somebody pointed out that I haven't watched the documentary that came out on the 12th, but somebody pointed out that they had ChatGPT open, and they're speculating that because a lot of people didn't like the ending and they felt like it was just the easy way to go, that they just had ChatGPT write it.
Oh my gosh, that would be horrible.
Yeah, right?
Well, I mean, Netflix gave up their um, gave up their contract with the Duffer Brothers, so I don't know if that has anything to do with all of it either.
But yeah,
They
speculation abounds.
they have a series coming out on Paramount now.
What is that about?
I have no idea. I didn't even look. I haven't even researched that,
Hmm, hmm.
but I know they got a contract with Paramount right now.
I I would be shocked if 5 years from now, there isn't some Stranger Things revival, because it's still so big. Don't even. Don't.
I didn't say anything.
No, I know. But yeah, who I don't know. I think that they're just gonna see dollar signs as people just can't let it go, and they'll probably do something eventually.
Well, that was the biggest disappointment of 2025, though.
I don't think it really was.
It wasn't. It was a great final series. I personally think, anyway.
Yeah,
I
I
just
think
think
they
that
landed
I
it.
think they dropped the ball with, they probably should have said, "Ah, joke, we do have a ninth episode."
Yeah, or even if the last one had a couple, twists and turns in it, it felt like they just took the easiest path right through, and there were no twists and turns, and that's kinda like what happened with Game of Thrones, like, there were all these cool ideas, like, maybe Bran was really the did you watch Game of Thrones? Alright, so none of these references would make sense to you anyways, but yeah, there were a lot of cool fan theories, and, I mean, they certainly had ample time to listen to all the different theories that people had, and to not have adopted at least some cool stuff, even if it wasn't their specific stuff, but some cool twists. Just opportunity missed. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it was for sure. Well, we're on to our 11th episode. We're already 2 weeks into 2026.
Yeah. It's
We
been a
took a
busy
little
few
bit.
weeks.
We took a little bit of a break. It's just a lot going on in the last month. So this episode, I think that we're going to do a 2025 recap and basically shout out to the blessings and the lessons that we've learned over
The
2025.
blessings and the
The
lessons.
blessings and the lessons. Promote that positivity.
Mhm. So go ahead. You kick it off.
All right. So one of the things that I wrote on Instagram this year, right before the New Year's, is, and I'm going to read it off of my screen because I don't want to mess it up because it was so good.
It was really good. Yeah.
All right. 2025, you tried to break me, but you built me instead. The disappointments, the heartbreak, the losses, the grief, I've stared them down and I've risen above. This year made me stronger than steel, wiser than before, and more resilient than I've ever dreamed possible. Thankful for all the people and the blessings in my life. I've grown through the storms, learned through the priceless lessons of the in the chaos, and held on to the gratitude and the hidden blessings amid the pain. No more looking back. I've turned my wounds into wisdom, my tears into triumph. To 2025, cheers to the toughest teacher I've ever had. Farewell forever. The past stays there. 26, building something legendary. And that actually gives me chills because it's, you know, something that needed to be said, something I had to say. 2025 looked like, for me, it was almost 3 separate years. And it felt like forever getting out of 2025. I started off the year very positive. Um, had a great relationship, had a new dog, um, s- was able to go on a whole bunch of different adventures, experience new things. Um, was able to sneak into Universal's new park before they opened. Got a preview of that before it was open to the general public, which I felt super blessed to see. That was absolutely an amazing experience. Um, going in, going into my birthday, spending time down in Orlando, coming into June, was able to take back to back cruises, and which was an absolutely amazing experience. Um, thought that everything in my life was just smooth sailing, no pun intended. Come July, got blindsided, and I just want to say that it takes a real coward and a real heartless person to break up with somebody after 3.5 years over a phone call. If you need to do that, that's something that should be done in person. You need to see the pain in that person's eyes. Um, I hit my lowest point. It wasn't that I was sad, I was anxious, but at the same time, I know life has to move on. And instead of turning to drinking, like most people would do, I feel, I decided to hit the gym. I decided to become more spiritual. I decided to not numb the pain and just let it out. Talk to my friends, Corey. Um, lean on people that help me. I almost feel like the phoenix, rising from the ashes. This is in the August time frame. Get away, going on adventures on my own, proving to myself that I could do things on my own. I didn't need somebody with me. I didn't need validation. I could do it on my own. And then, September rolls around. I'm coming back from a vacation and going back into a new one and just one random night. I'm out with a group of friends. We're having a dinner and, met somebody that just pulled me right out of the darkest place. And honest to God, she's been an absolute angel and shouldn't have. I had no business being pulled out of that dark place by her. Let's just put it that way. I was a mess. Like, she didn't have to do that. Um, and basically, fast forward, I'm excited to see what the future holds. And um, just when I thought I was reaching my stride, blessings on both end, coming from every angle. I've even mentioned many times, I'm like, all right, karma, slow down. Yeah. And then sorry guys, I'm gonna put the glasses on because I don't want this. So thought that everything was absolutely amazing, and my stepdad actually passed away in December, and all I can say is mental health is a very big deal. I'd rather get a phone call from you at 1 o'clock in the morning than hear the bad news. So um now I feel like I'm I'm back in the ashes again. But again, still striding, still thinking positive, still turning to God, just promoting positivity. Everything happens for a reason. Um, again, only God knows what the future holds, and this is where I am right now. I just look forward to what the future holds. Still have a lot of blessings in my life. I've learned a lot. I don't have much more to say besides, please lean on your people, especially if you're feeling down. Again, I would be happy to talk to anyone about anything, anytime. Doesn't matter the hour. Like I said, I'd rather you put the weight of the world on me than suffer in silence. And I, like I said, I think I'm done with I'm just moving forward. I'm positive for what's to come in 2026 because I'm telling you, 2025 was rough. The year of the snake. And if anyone knows about the year of the snake, it's a time for shedding the old ways. Looking forward to February. Well, I think it's February 17th, or I think it's February 17th when the year of the snake ends. And that's that's it for me, Corey. What about you and your 2025 wrap up?
First of all, that was very beautiful. You really put your heart out there. I'm very, very sorry for the passing of your stepfather. I know that that's been incredibly traumatic. And yeah, agreed. Mental health is such a big deal. And obviously, that's something that we, as two men that are up here speaking and trying to have a little bit of a platform, want to draw attention to is particularly for men. Uh, just make sure that you're leaning on one another. Make sure that you're talking about what's going on. Don't be afraid to let your feelings out and to lean on people. And if you don't have people around you that you can lean on or that you don't feel are receptive, then find people that are, because
Yeah,
life
exactly.
life is too short and it's too beautiful and too much of a gift to not get some help and to feel like you can find support, because there is support out there. And again, it sucks if people don't have people in their lives, but most people do. You just have to turn to them.
You have to reach out. If you're feeling
Yeah,
a certain way, reach out. Don't also don't think that people automatically know that you're hurting or I mean,
absolutely.
don't suffer in silence. Let it out. Like if you have a problem, call somebody. If they're not willing to listen to you, then they're not your person. They're not your people.
Absolutely, and absolutely worst case scenario, I mean, if you are in crisis and you're just having the worst thoughts possible, get to the hospital.
Yeah, exactly.
If the sheriff's station is closer, go there.
Yeah.
Whatever you gotta do, but, take yourself out of harm's way and give yourself the opportunity, um, to seek out some help and some support.
But
Yeah,
on a positive note, I 2025 has taught me a lot. 2025 taught me how to be resilient, not saying that it was great, to learn the hard way, but it taught me resilience. It taught me to, even in your darkest days, like it always gets better. Everything gets better. Like I've hit, I've hit the bottom twice in the past year, in the past 2025, and I'm not trying to be egotistical, but I keep building back. And when I build back, it's stronger and it's better. And I see more blessings and the karma keeps coming and it's hard to explain. Pull yourself out of that dark spot, turn to your friends when you need them, and you'll be surprised on how beautiful this world can be. Now, I think I'm done talking about it for the moment. So let's hear what your 2025 recap looks like or sounds like.
okay, so heading into 2025, I had been out of work since the previous March. I had had a spinal fusion in June of 24, and then 2 joints that were close to that joint that got fused both went shortly thereafter. So one of those I had fused in December of 24. So heading in to 25, I was still in a ton of pain, still waiting for that final joint to be fused, and because all of the pressure was going to that joint, it was that painful. And so at this point, I've been out of work for 3/4 of a year, becoming more and more detached from people, not because people don't care about me, just because, I'm in pain, I'm up late at night, I'm sleeping during the day. People have lives, they're going about their business. Again, if you're not reaching out to let them know that you need help, or, it's tough. And so then just I got to a place where I just felt complete despair. I'm in my early 40s, having conversations with doctors, that maybe I won't be able to do what I did for work. Maybe my life is gonna look drastically different. Will I be able to work? Um, just the craziest stuff. I mean, just mind-blowing. Like, looking back on it now, it's absolutely mind-blowing. And then slowly around August when I finally had that other joint fused and, even a few months before that, you and I had kinda reconnected, and I reconnected with some of my close friends and really started leaning on them. So, for one, I learned a massive lesson in humility, but the humility of needing connection with other people and how much that means, and we all need that. I've always prided myself on being really strong, and to me, part of being strong was not needing people for whatever reason. I don't know why that's something that I thought, but it was, and I don't recognize that as strong at all. It's wild.
It's
And
hard to
so
relinquish power though,
yeah, and I guess that's a big part of it, right? I guess it's that self-sufficiency idea. But I mean, we're here for a short time, man, and we're a social species, We're meant to be around one another, to lean on one another, to break bread with one another, all the stuff, man. And so that was a huge lesson for me. And then, it's almost like it was a giant metaphor because my entire life I've moved really fast. I've always just been, I think fast, I move fast. It's kind of weird because I just had to sit for so long, and be with my thoughts. And so I think that that has made me a better person because people that know me know that, I can get a little ahead of myself, but it's made me slow down and think about what I'm saying or the ideas that I'm conveying to people. But yeah, it's mind blowing now being back at work. Things are going pretty well, but I'll talk to people that I haven't seen in a while and be like, "Oh, I haven't seen you in a while." I'll tell them what's going on, and they'll be like, "And you're doing okay?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, why wouldn't I be?" Like, it's so funny because all these people that I talk to, they're like, "I don't know many people that have back surgery and, like, they're better."
Yeah,
And
it
it's
doesn't
just
always work out like that.
yeah, it's surreal because even though I went through all of that and I was in that hellish despair, like, I'm already, like, out of it, and it's surreal to even reflect on, but then I'll have these moments when people remind me of what I've been through and that it's, like, a legit thing. It's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So, just like you said, I'm just counting my blessings. I'm living in gratitude and just appreciating every moment. Um, especially like, before I used to just come to work, go through the motions, whatever. I'm really taking time to get to know like all the different coworkers, and like really see what makes them tick and really enjoying just people, man, and without judgment, without just an appreciation for people and all the different kinds of them out there, man. It's been a really humbling experience to go to such a dark place and find myself back.
It's hard to pull yourself out of the funk. It really is. It takes every ounce of strength that you have
Well,
to
and it's
pull
like you said
yourself out and then
yeah,
not dig it deeper.
yeah, but it's like you said because you build this foundation, right? Like, where you're so much stronger because of that foundation you built, but when you look back on it, you're like, "How did I ever climb out of it?" Like, it's mind-blowing to actually think that I'm not there anymore, because when I was there was no way out,
Exactly.
and the only explanation I have is the people around me, you know? It was just like it was like people would see me stuck and give me a hand up, and I slowly climbed my way out, but you have to lean on people, and not to say that it doesn't take it and like, I don't think I've ever been good at giving myself credit. 'Cause obviously, like, I had to be the one that did it, but at the same time, like, I, at this point, just recognize how absolutely central to me getting out of there the people around me were, and that even the smallest little bit of help or support made the biggest difference in just keeping me afloat until I could slowly climb my way all the way out. And I think that's the thing that we need to recognize in trying to be there for the people around us, is that sometimes the smallest bit of support, a little joke to lighten the mood, just saying, "Hey, man, are you good? Anything going on?" It doesn't have to be these huge things. It doesn't have to be that you have to invest hours upon hours, but just the smallest little buoy to somebody.
Just so you know, everybody, Corey does bro checks on me at least once a week. Hey,
Yeah,
it's just doing a bro check. I'm
yeah.
seeing if everything's
And Sean
good.
will be like, "Why? Yeah, why? What's up?" And I'll be like, "Nothing, man. Just wanted to make sure
Yeah,
you're cool."
that's all it is, and it's
But I
actually
would really
very,
like to I
very
would like
nice.
to yeah, I would like to encourage bro checks, man. Like, that would
Yeah,
be dope if we could start a movement. Just, "Hey, man, doing a bro check. Everything cool?"
yeah,
Just guys check on
exactly.
one another, man. Yeah, we're all manly and we're supposed to be tough. We're supposed to be the protectors, the providers, yada, yada, yada. But, man, we live in a crazy world, and it's okay that it's a lot to deal with, and sometimes you get frustrated, sometimes you get overwhelmed, sometimes you get sad. Whatever the case may be, let people know, and also check on one another.
No, exactly. I think
Yeah.
that's the big thing.
So, yeah, I feel like you, man. I feel like I have risen from the ashes as well, and I am just living in a constant state of gratitude for just normal life, and I think that's the
Exactly.
thing, is that being at work and being able to walk around, I'm just thankful, you know?
You know, today it was crazy. I was just before we were doing the podcast, I'm just sitting on the couch and I have not felt as my nervous system is perfectly in line right now. And I don't think it's been a very long, long time since I've I've felt that way where just absolutely complete peace. My nervous system's down, like my guards aren't up.
Yeah.
Like it's been a long time since I felt that.
Yeah, it's kinda like it's almost like you're seeing the code in the matrix, right?
Exactly.
And it's not I'm not saying by any means that I have all the answers, but I feel like I'm seeing the world as it is, and not only that, I'm accepting it. Before I used to maybe harbor judgment towards people or, whatever. Now I'm just genuinely appreciating people for who they are and looking for the good in them, and not focusing on maybe, what I perceive to be a bad habit or a bad thing about them, but focusing on the good, and I'm just also focusing on modeling what I think is good. And again, that doesn't mean that I have all the answers or anything. I think that's what we should all do rather than talking about, um, what we think should be right or the right way to do things. Model it. Live what you think is right, you know?
And I mean, you can I think that you'll be happier with yourself if you can show some gratitude and respect and some kindness to other people. And actually, the more you do it, the more you feel empowered and that anxiety lifts off of you. That, that anger and that hostility builds and you just don't realize it
Yeah, and to what end, where
until
is it
what end.
going? What
Sometimes I watch some of these videos on, reels, and I'm just like, how can people be so mean to each other? Like, I don't get it. Like, why, as a species, do we want to harm somebody else? Like, just because, I don't get it. I don't understand. I know it's animalistic. I know it's animal nature, but some of these are just hurting people and belittling people just because it's not, there's no end. There's no end game to it.
Yeah, and again, why is this bringing anybody any kind of joy? I mean, I know it's not bringing anybody joy. It's bringing clicks, and it's getting these dopamine hits. You get into the whole psychology of social media, all the other crap, but I mean, it's people don't realize, like, where does that world end? Nowhere good. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's been a crazy 2025, and I know that Corey's felt it, and he's been there for me the entire time. He knows the whole story, but that's for another episode.
From that's for your memoir.
That's for the memoir. And I do believe that we are the architects of our reality. My book, if you guys want to check it out on YouTube, it's an
And we have
audiobook,
linked it, and we'll link it again.
just so you know. Um, every now and then I do put out some pretty good food for thought. And Corey's actually very insightful too. I just wish he'd write a book, but I'd be scared to read it because who knows what it would be.
I'd be scared to write it, that's why it hasn't happened.
Well, I was gonna put it in a paperback form, but I figured the AI voice was better.
Yeah. You're like, "How did we get from from peace and love to pants off?
Yeah,
In 2 pages. In 2
2 pages.
pages, how did this happen?"
Complete tangent.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
No, I think
you
that's
know
a
what?
solid recap, man.
Yep, I think so too. And I don't want to go into a whole lot of details, and I just want everyone to know that it was 2025 was a real struggle, and it beat me down, and it lifted me up, and then it beat me down again, and I didn't know which way was up. But you know what? There's always light at the end of the tunnel. All the storms pass. You can rebuild. Focus on the positivity in your life. Focus on the blessings. If you need to, turn to God. Turn to whatever spirituality that you need to turn to. I don't. It doesn't matter. Even if you are not a church person, go to church. I promise you. Doesn't matter. You're going to be like, oh, this is a very positive environment, and it will lift you up. I promise you.
It's church, nature, laughing, stand-up comedy. I mean, whatever you can do to inject some positivity in your life.
I'm not going to
And
even lie to you though. Go outside, no shoes on, just
mhm,
walk through the grass. I'm telling you, grounding works
it really does.
amazingly.
Yeah.
It gets all those negative ions going, and you actually do feel almost recharged after a few minutes just walking around in the grass.
Yeah, but just build those habits into your life, make it a normal thing to, find whatever things de-stress you, whether it's grounding, whether it's church, whether it's, whatever, man. Whatever floats your boat, gaming, whatever. Find ways to
Gaming's too
decompress.
violent. That's what's desensitizing us.
Well,
That's another episode.
yeah, yeah. Grand Theft Auto maybe, maybe not the best decompression, but there's games that
Yeah,
are
I also don't think, like,
Mario. Mario's safe.
yeah, play some Mario Kart. Yeah, you're gonna get frustrated because you're gonna run into the wall or run off a cliff or something.
Do it non-competitively.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Just go for a drive.
But yeah, start building positive habits and again, build community, get to know neighbors that maybe you haven't gotten to know or taken the time to know. I think that's crucial in the world that we're in today to really build community because I think we feel so spread out because of social media and the internet, and we all kind of stay holed up in our houses, and we gotta start building back from our locality out. I think there's a lot to be said for that.
Yep, start micro and go macro. Build it outwards. I promise you, I know that these subjects today were pretty deep and maybe a little sad, but
They're enlightening.
they're enlightening. And maybe the next episode we just do something, very low key, and maybe Corey will tell us some jokes on the next episode. And I know he's a jokester.
A little bit. So
How's karma been treating you though?
karma's been treating me pretty good. I can't complain. I just did some extra shifts. I did 5 night shifts in a row, and again, just living in gratitude. Like even though it whooped my butt from a sleep perspective, I honestly was just living in gratitude that I could do it, that my body physically held up.
No,
So
I'm super stoked that your back didn't break again.
Yeah, yeah, like, and it's there's a lot to be said for just living in gratitude, and, for me, I guess maybe it's a little easier than other people. I think that's something, you know, when you go through stuff, whether it's relationship trauma, physical trauma, surgical trauma, whatever, it's all about the way that you frame it and the narrative that you have in your head. But I do think that if you are able to turn it into a positive and kind of build this foundation, it's maybe easier to live in gratitude. So I'm just living in gratitude for the rest of my life for just being able to walk around and, you know, be
Do
part
your
of this
thing.
big whole mess called humanity.
Our firearms,
Yeah, yeah. Second Amendment
Second Amendment, and I'm blessed that we are
in Florida.
in Florida and also able to exercise our First Amendment rights.
Yes. Yes, those
That's
are
what
good
we're
too.
doing currently.
Yes.
So if you don't like our message,
Don't listen.
don't listen. I love it. That's the best.
But honestly, if you can't deal with a positive message like this, it's one thing if you
Maybe
just
we
don't like us or don't find us entertaining. But
yeah.
but if you don't like the message,
If
ooh,
you don't like the message, I don't know what to tell you because
yeah,
it gets better, I think.
man, yeah.
I know that, I'm probably not my normal upbeat self, but, still, still working my way through it.
Yeah, and but listen, man, that's part of the process, right? And that's what's up is just being able to say, "Hey, right now I'm not really all right." I'm not saying that you're not okay, but I'm
No,
not
I'm
all right.
okay,
I'm
but
working
yeah,
through some stuff, and that's okay. And just being honest, I mean, that's empowering to just say, "Hey, man, I'm working through some stuff right now." And,
it
that
it
way the people around you know that you need a little extra support, and that's a form of reaching out.
yep,
Yeah.
I agree, man. On a lighter note, let's reel it back into something lighter. From 2025, what's your, what's something that you did that was really fun that you really enjoyed doing in 2025? Saying going back to work does not count.
You go first. I'm gonna have to think about this one.
I wanna say one of the best experiences that I had in 2025, aside from recently, was being able to I know this sounds very petty, but I'm a big universal, dork, basically. I have annual
Everyone says
pass.
that you're a universal dork. I think the
It's
usual
a
word is colossal. Um,
colossal douche. Um, but I was blessed to be able to get, into Epic Universe, which is Universal's new park, and sneak peek it, preview, and it was absolutely amazing. Like, they did such a fantastic job with especially Mario World, or, like, not Mario World, but, like, Super Nintendo World. Just absolutely amazing on the technology that they put in there, and, like, the theming was absolutely awesome, and I was blessed to, be able to stay at the new hotel, have dinner on top of it, that overlooks the park. Just little things like that. I feel blessed to be able to have adventures on that level, you know?
I'm gonna say,
Just being able to travel in general is amazing.
yeah,
Like, how awesome that be like, "Hey, we're gonna go away for a weekend. That's cool. Let's roll."
yeah. All right. I think I thought of mine.
You got this?
Yeah, you're not gonna like it because it's compared to yours, it's serious.
Uh,
But I'm not
I was
trying.
trying not to be serious.
Yeah. The thing is I didn't really do anything because I couldn't. You know.
Yeah, well, there's that
Um.
problem.
So honestly, the best, coolest thing I did was like starting to go to therapy. As silly as that might sound, I know it doesn't sound silly, but,
It
like,
doesn't sound silly at all, actually.
it was just a cool thing that clicked in my head, and then in a combination of the support from all of my friends, and finally recognize hey, to say that I was going through a lot and to recognize that, it really helped me turn the corner in terms of kinda clawing my way out of that dark place, but even beyond that, I recognize it as just something I wanna do for my mental hygiene going forward, you know, like, I just find it to be a good, check-in with
Licensed
wi
professional.
well, yeah, but with a third party, right, that you can bounce stuff off of. Because in your life, obviously, everybody's biased. I mean, we all have good people in our lives, and the majority of the people in my life give me phenomenal advice, and they're very level-headed. But still, to just have that neutral third party to just run stuff by is really cool, and then even, like, being willing to, like, go beyond and, like, talk about things from your childhood, you know, that maybe helped form who you are and, like, start, like, tying stuff together about, like, "Oh, wait, maybe this is why I have, like, this particular behavior because this thing happened and, you know, this is a result of that." You know, and again, not negative, just kind of, you know, being introspective and figuring out what makes you tick, and it's been really enlightening.
You've been very enlightening.
Yeah.
No, I'm glad that you have somebody like that to bounce those ideas
Whoa, yeah.
off of. Um, you know, I tried talking to a relationship coach, $400 an hour,
Mhm.
and it was very positive, but it was not financially sustainable.
Yeah, no kidding. Man, did it make you feel like you got into the wrong thing? You're like,
Yeah,
$400 an hour? Holy
I
crap.
definitely got in the wrong. Hey, you know what? You call me,
Yeah. You're like,
I'll tell you.
"Wait,
I'll
wait,
tell you
wait. Yeah, what schooling did you get?
Yeah.
Is that
I was like,
program
you.
available?"
Hey, you call me $200 an hour. I'll tell you you're stupid.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But no, but it was still positive. Like it was worth every penny. Be honest with you.
Yeah.
And it really actually, I think that was the catalyst to instead of doing self destruction, it was more of, all right, this is what you got to do to get out of that.
Well, again, and it was still this form of introspection. It was like, "Hey,
Yeah,
help me digest this. I wanna understand this. I don't wanna just look at it and be emotional in the way that I'm processing it, you know, and get all hyped up. I wanna dissect this and try to, you know, figure out rationally what's going on here. I wanna understand it."
exactly,
You know, and I think that is the big healthy component underlying it all is when you recognize that your perception can lie to you and that it is influenced by your emotions and all these different, you know, external dynamics or in including internal dynamics, but that your perception can lie to you. So how can I weed my way through this, you know, to process it maybe as truthfully as I can and then try to handle it in a healthy way and move forward in a healthy way.
exactly.
And apparently whatever it is over here.
Over here,
Whoa.
over here, yeah. So it was a tough. I just hope that 2026 is a little bit kinder to me. Let's just put it that way.
I hope so too,
Um,
man. But
Even
I
though I feel like it's very, I don't feel like I could ever go below the foundation that I've set,
mhm.
but I could still get knocked down to that foundation, and
I
I've
think that I
learned
think
that
that's a
all
pretty
too.
good way to articulate it, but I think the cool
Yeah,
thing now is having gone through some pretty real stuff and doing it in a positive way and building a foundation, like you said, you've got that foundation to lean on, you know? And yeah, you can get knocked down pretty good, and you're not asking the universe to do it or to prove it,
yeah,
but, but yeah, you've got that foundation to lean on, and that's why it's important to try and process things in a healthy way.
yep. Alcohol is literally not the answer.
Yeah, no,
Just
alcohol is not
so
the answer for
everybody knows,
processing. No.
you can't process correctly with it.
Yeah, alcohol should be used in times of, you know, you're doing pretty good and you've got I mean, there's always exceptions, but yeah, you should try to do it when your head's on pretty straight.
I think that's a very positive way of saying it. I'm at a loss. I actually have no idea what the
Well, the good news is that you made this beautiful outline, so we
yeah.
can reference that.
Um,
Well, we've done shared reflections.
well, we did shared reflections. The common threads between both people:
I think we
grief, growth, relationships, career pivots.
pivots.
Yeah, well, we don't talk about that because, the contracts are still the ink's still wet
Mhm,
on
mhm.
the contracts, so
On the
we
contracts,
can't
yes.
we can't talk about that until
Yeah, you need to when you're talking to your AI, you need to plug in some guardrails. Your AI
uh,
producer here.
um, I am the producer. I just have it form the outline. I plug in all the I plug in everything that needs to be talked about. It just spits out how we should do it.
Yeah. So,
So,
one of the things I had told you before we did this episode is that I would like to start as we randomly each of us come across some cool stuff, positive stuff in the world because unfortunately, we're in a pretty negative world right now. There's a lot of stuff going on. We're in this time of upheaval, and again, I encourage people to look
but we
at.
have cheap gas, so it's
We do
cool.
have cheaper gas. I encourage people to look at the macro level and realize that these are all kind of economic cycles that happen. So don't get too ingrained in current politics, all the other stuff. Underlying all of this is economic stuff, and if you look at it through that macro lens, then it all makes sense. But with that being said, there's a lot of negativity out there, and so it's important to look at the positive developments. And so I had come across this really cool thing where basically they're using all of this advanced technology, AI and robotics to really find better ways to farm. And I just thought this was cool as heck. So I'm gonna throw up this video. It's 3 minutes long, and I want to get your opinion on it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, all right. Share screen. This one
Today, Junior.
today, Junior. All right, you ready?
All right, let's see this beast. I hope it has sound.
Did you say turn down the sound?
I can't hear it, so there's that.
You can't hear it?
No, if it's playing on your end, it'll be fine.
All right. So you couldn't hear
I
any of it?
No, I didn't hear any of it, but I understand the premise, which is a very awesome concept,
Yeah, I mean,
and
just
I think that that's gonna have to be the future, especially as the population grows and climates change, either naturally or man-made or man-created climate change. Um, I think that's going to be the future,
but
using
yeah,
AI to help feed the population.
when we hear all the doom and gloom, and there's certainly things to worry about, and you don't wanna monopolize your time with it, but it's, to me, I thought it was cool to, like, see, like, an actual positive, like, "Oh, wait, this is some of the really cool, good stuff that's gonna come out of this."
Yeah, there's some really good stuff with
And
the
so, like,
AI.
some of the stuff they were saying there, I know you can hear it, but, basically, they could get, like, 2.5 times the yield that they can from just normal greenhouses with these robotic greenhouses, and, like, just everything is taken into account, like, when they, allow all of the, waste to rot, right, and it becomes like this almost like manure product. The heat that's generated from that is reused in the greenhouses for warmth and, like, just all of this cool stuff. Um, yeah, just really, really neat. So, this is where AI and robotics is gonna do, like, amazingly cool stuff, and we should all be really excited for that stuff,
For
you know?
sure.
This is the stuff that Elon, for all of his whatever and how people think about him, he talks about how we're gonna get to that time when maybe people don't have to work because robotics and AI is able to produce our food and, do all this different stuff, and let's just all cross our fingers that, hey, even though we've been conditioned to maybe look at the negative side of things, maybe there will just be a lot of really positive stuff that comes out of all
Well,
this.
I think that as AI advances and the labor portion of it starts to go away,
Mhm.
you're still going to have that human component that works on the robots or continues to monitor the software. So it'll just move. For humans, it'll be less labor intense
Sure.
versus not
Well,
actually having something to do.
right, well, and from what they say, there will come a time when your job will just be to be a human and think about what kind of human stuff you wanna do and interacting with other humans, and
Yeah, whoever invented the 40-hour work week, thanks Henry Ford, by the way.
Mhm.
Yeah, he suckered us.
He did, that
You
guy.
know that in the Middle Ages, even the peasants were only required to work 28 hours a week.
You're just making me mad now.
So I'm just throwing that out there, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe there's a reason all of us are breaking down like crazy, but,
Well, I
hey,
mean,
maybe AI is gonna bridge that gap and allow for a healthier future. Fingers crossed. But this
I
was
hope
a really
I
positive,
hope so.
cool thing that made me just feel warm and fuzzy for a change.
Well, if it's going to produce 2.5 times the yield, that's actually something we need with the growing population.
Absolutely. And I mean, this
Well,
was just on a small scale, they're just this is the infancy of this whole thing, so
think about it if you did that.
vertically.
Well, not just even vertically, but I was thinking more along the lines of you build those superstructures like outside of a city,
Mhm.
and then you're not like you're not traveling as far
Yeah.
with the products, and there's less spoilage, there's um, less, I don't know, legwork to get it to the places. It's already really close.
Yeah, and I know you didn't hear too, but, like, from all of the, byproduct that's produced from this, the heat energy they produce, can power 10,000 homes. But, again, like, all of these different issues that we're colliding with, whether it's energy, food, there's gonna be these really cool things that AI is able to piece together that we've had really smart people that have been able to figure out a fair amount in a particular area, but AI is gonna be like, "Oh, you could do this, and this could affect that, and this could help with that thing," and it's gonna create these whole structures and protocols that we just couldn't get there.
Yeah, for sure. Have you seen the video that I just thought about this when you were talking about energy? Have you seen the video um of the flying triangle over um Mexico?
No,
I'm trying to find that real quick. It was but for some reason um it's not quite coming up yet. Uh, it was over Mexico City. I'm gonna try and find the maybe the YouTube video on that, and I can share it. Just give me a second. Here we go. So this was spotted over Mexico City. I'll share the screen in just a second.
but just make sure you get those other inappropriate windows off the screen first.
Actually, I don't know how to do this, so give me a second. Here we go.
How come I can hear your sound?
Have you seen it?
No, but I can hear your sound.
Okay, but this is what was spotted over Mexico City right after the Venezuela thing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, how crazy is that?
What do we think is going on with that?
I have no idea. Did I stop sharing?
You
Am
did.
I doing it okay?
Yeah, no, you're doing it
I
perfect.
don't know, though they're saying that it's some kind of new technology from the United States that's like an anti-gravity style spy drone.
Hmm.
And there's a lot of different accounts that using of the United States using directed energy weapons as far as like incapacitating soldiers and stuff like that,
You like the one they
which is
tested in Hawaii?
really crazy. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, I just wanted to know your feet on it because that thing looked pretty futuristic to me. As long as it's not, I'm not saying it's not AI either, though. So
Yeah, no,
I don't,
dude,
I have no idea. I can't verify it, obviously,
yeah, I don't know, honestly, it's the first I've heard of it.
um, but that's floating around all of like the Instagram reels and YouTube.
Hmm, interesting, I'm gonna have to dive into this a little bit more.
I forgot what it was called. I forgot the name of it, but there's some. You'll
I'm
once you
pretty sure I'll
find
be
it,
able to find it, yeah.
once you find it, just let me know what you think about it
Yeah,
because it was very interesting to me. I'm like, wow,
hmm,
it's crazy that it's something like plain as day you can see.
yeah, I gotta check this
But
out.
again, it could still be AI. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
being on the AI
I'm
kick.
just asking questions, you know?
How about the conformity gate AIs that I was sending you and I made them and they
I
were pretty
know.
legit.
I know. I know, yeah. Conformity gate. I knew it was too good to be true.
Too good to be true.
But
That's
yeah,
how we roll though, man.
I think we did a good job, man. I think we did our 2025 wrap up. I think we can feel good about it.
I do too. Any final thoughts that you have?
For everyone to be good, man. Be awesome to one another.
Be awesome to one another, and I feel like we're due for a lighter version on the next go round.
We can do that.
Stuff that's not so heavy. So
Yeah, we gotta find some fun and funny stuff,
yeah, exactly.
for sure.
I got some pretty good photoshopped um
I'm sure.
pictures of Corey.
We could do that.
Um,
I think it would be fun too. Have you used Sora at all?
no, you have to explain that to me.
Download Sora. It's an extension of ChatGPT, but it's a video generation AI and it's free. You can do 10-second clips. I'll send you a couple that I've made. It's ridiculous. Now the cool thing,
You do it on the phone, or is it better on the PC?
I haven't tried it on the PC. I've only done it on my phone. But I taught my father-in-law how to use this, and everyone thinks this was a big mistake because he's gone a little haywire with it, but it's hilarious. Um, but you should definitely try it. The thing is,
Well,
though, you can't use other people's likenesses, which is probably a good thing because you can imagine how that could get crazy.
yeah, we don't need no deep fakes.
Yeah. So you can only deep fake yourself.
I'm out.
It's hilarious. You're gonna love it.
Um, all right. Well, I'm kind of looking at it right now, so
Yeah, it's
that might
fun.
be something interesting to do.
Give it a whack. You'll be surprised. It's pretty silly. When we get off here, I'll send you a couple of the ones that I made, and they're pretty funny.
We're coming back with more real talk, new segment, zero filters. I think that we're a little bit more filtered now because
Yeah, yeah. You're gonna see
you
again.
know
You're gonna have to talk to your AI producer because
I'm pretty sure the contract states that we are not allowed to be as
we're gonna
vocal.
we're gonna have proper filters,
We're gonna have proper filters. I'm sorry, guys.
reasonable
We're not as entertaining anymore on that
reasonable
level.
filters. But still real.
Yeah, still real.
Just
I like
not
it.
not filthy or
Well,
vulgar.
exactly.
Yeah,
We cannot say the stuff that we said in the past.
I don't know that we've really.
We
Huh,
haven't really been that bad, I don't think. But like I said, the contract states that we have to chill the freak out.
there you go. There you go. Right there. All right, man.
Um, all right, well, let's wrap it up for the evening. I appreciate everyone that's watched it all the way to the end, and if you haven't watched it all the way to the end, you won't know that I'm saying we don't need you anyway.
Yeah, and don't forget to spay and neuter your cats.
Don't forget to spay and help control the pet population.
Absolutely, and watch out for that floating pyramid
Yeah, that thing was weird. We're gonna have to talk about that offline.
for sure.
All right, guys. Well, thank you again. Please remember to like, hit subscribe. I'm Captain Shawnee, and this is Corey P. Jack Sparrow.
Corey P. Jack Sparrow.
We out.